Yeah, man, it's Kevin Christian. Today is the 17th of April. It's 9 p.m. Make sure it's not a broadcast or no. So, um, I had a really long day, a lot of torturous activity. These gang stalkers are relentless. They haven't slowed down hardly at all. Lately, for the last probably 15 days or so, like something like that. Some of the attacks that they've been doing are more powerful and more painful and just more damaging and I think life threatening than ever before in all of the 6 years that I've been gang stalked by this group. Um, so, I was in the shower and this old man on my neural monitoring, talking like this all the time. He's always using the Ricky voice. Um, he starts attacking my genitals with the EMF broadcast while I'm in the shower. And what more vulnerable place to be under attack? I mean, anyway, I mean, you can't. These people, they're attacking you. Like, I know where they are. I know where they live, and I know who they are. Okay, but they're attacking me from somewhere else. Not they're not where I am. They're not at my home. They're not in the shower with me. Okay, but as broadcast they are, and literally attacking my genitals. And these genital attacks have become the most prominent, common attack that they do all day, every day. Hundreds of times it seems like they attack my genitals. All right. So there's a 61-year-old man, and he owns the house where they all sit around and live and do these broadcasts, stay on mind control. They call it a broadcast house, and it is where they reside. He's got his little brother who is about 55, and then a couple of other guys that get on there with them, and they're just a family and a group of degenerate, trashy, horrible people that gang stalk, and this is all they do. And none of them have jobs, and none of them do anything else. They send the women out, I guess, for food. Otherwise, they wouldn't be alive. All right, because they don't get off mind control ever. That's all they do is sit around on mind control 24/7. Especially the two brothers, they have not been off of my channel for as long as I can remember, years. They don't leave the house. They don't go anywhere. They don't do anything. They just sit at home on mind control all the time. And any investigation would prove to be exactly consistent with what I'm saying and this family and this group of people at that particular residence. Um, you know, it's like this, all right? Somebody, if you're on neural monitoring, somebody at some point put you on to neural monitoring. They put a broadcast onto you and scanned you into the system, and your profile was created, and you are on remote neural monitoring, and that's it. You're on it for forever. You can possess it or not. All the settings can be turned off or not. You could turn everything off. If you possessed it, you could turn everything off and not allow anybody access to it, and then it would be like you weren't on remote neural monitoring. You can only do that if you have possession of it. But it's like this: one person puts you on remote neural monitoring, and that one person either has possession of the account, of the profile, of the online neurological control panel, or they have sold it to somebody else. Okay, and if that one person has not sold it or negotiated it out to somebody else, like human trafficking, then they own it and possess it. They have possession of it. All right, it's yours, so they don't own it, but they think they own you like a slave. They're some kind of narcissist that feel like they have ownership over people. So I wish I could go on in depth about some more details about some of the people that I know do this. Um, if that one person that puts you on remote neural monitoring has possession of your neural monitoring and has not sold it or traded it or whatever, like a like you're a possession, a human trafficked possession, then they can allow or not allow other people to have access to your neural monitoring, to connect to you unconsensually. And if they allow people to connect to you unconsensually, then you are being gang stalked. It's all about EMF broadcast. It's all about broadcast. It's a satellite broadcast system. They're on it too. They don't have microchips. We don't have microchips. They're not breathing in a nanoparticle. That's not how this works. This is all broadcast. And they're on the exact same system that we are on. Only difference is possession of the account, possession of that control panel. So if somebody, that one person, puts you on remote neural monitoring and has allowed a bunch of people to have access to it and torture you and attack you, then there is a conspiracy. A conspiracy to harm you, a conspiracy to murder you. You are being gang stalked because one person puts you on remote neural monitoring and has conspired with other people to hurt you and destroy you for whatever reason. And that is the exact situation that I have. One person put me on remote neural monitoring, and a bunch of other people were given access to neural monitoring, to my neural monitoring. They are all people that have access and control over their own neural monitoring and are able to access mine and connect to me unconsensually and use it as a weapon to do all sorts of things to me. It is a neurological control panel. They can turn on all kinds of retarded stuff, horrible things. They can turn on a high-pitched frequency and just leave it there to drive you insane indefinitely until they feel like turning it off. And it is not beyond what they would do. Much worse are the things that they would do. So the family that has had the main control over my neural monitoring, to do live streams and to access it every day and harass me and torture me, hurt me in any way that they can, and attempt to murder me over time, to destroy me in any way possible. This family of people is led by a 61-year-old man, grandpa gang stalker. And he's accompanied by his little brother, his wife, and several other men that may or may not be related to them, all residing at the same location. But I could tell you several locations, but I don't come out and say these kind of things because I have to live in fear that if I expose any of these people and where this horrible evil paradigm is originating, then I will have to deal with legal repercussions, ultimately leading to loss of wealth and freedom, and who knows what else. Rights, wealth, freedom. And so I have to be very careful with the words that I choose. A 61-year-old man, it's about all I could really say about him without fearing legal repercussions. So these guys today, the 17th of April 2020, have been attacking me very violently. And today is not that much different from yesterday or the day before, or the day before, or the day before, all the way back for well over 1,000 days. I'm not exaggerating. I'm just telling you facts. These particular guys have been the main players since mid to late 2016. All right. These particular guys in this family have been part of the grand scheme of my neural monitoring and all of the people involved for um, at least 6 years, at least since 2014. And I know of many other people who are 100% definitely involved and definitely gang stalkers. Okay. Over the years, I've compiled so much evidence, it's pathetic. It's pathetically ridiculous. I've even got so much as one of the gang stalkers admitting that they have me on neural monitoring and talking about the plans that they have for me. And this is not some hoax because I know this guy to be one of the gang stalkers. And it's not even one of the 3 guys on my channel now. There's been a lot more other people involved, and I know personally very well several of them, and know okay a lot more of them, and know of even more. There's an entire gang stalking system in my area with a whole bunch of people that have passed it around among each other. And the fact that I know so much about it and that I know so much about them and who they are and who's all involved was the reason that they wanted to start trying to get rid of me. They wanted to get rid of me all the way back to 2015. Maybe before that, but that's when violent occurrences and crazy things started to happen as far as gunshots and legal actions and all sorts of bizarre insane type of situations where I physically had people coming after me. I've been in court so many times you would not believe it, over YouTube and just setups in general. And no, I've not been charged. Okay, and it's been an ongoing battle for many years to fight against a whole bunch of people that want to set me up to try to destroy me and get rid of me because of the things that I know. And every single day here lately, they're hurting me worse and worse and worse. They're hurting me really, really bad. Yesterday, I turned on the meter. They had it up to 500 micro Teslas. Try it. Try using a meter. If you're not being live streamed, if you're not on remote neural monitoring, you will not be able to turn on this meter out in the middle of nothing. You will not be able to turn on a meter out in the middle of nothing. Okay, just sitting right here and have it be up to 100 or 200 or 500. It was 250 today. Driving in my car for like 2 miles. And they finally turned it off. Try it for yourself. That doesn't show that they're attacking you. But if it's up higher, then the attacks could definitely be a lot more painful and damaging to your body. Now, this group of men that live very close by me, that sit around on mind control all day, every day, they know that the day's coming where I'm going to have agents or investigators knocking on their doors or kicking their doors down. All right. They know that there's lawsuits and civil actions and criminal charges coming. They know that the only way out is to get rid of me by way of murder or imprisonment. So they'll stop at just about nothing because they have everything to lose. Their whole life, any life that they have ahead of them, will be gone as soon as they are caught for this, and they know that that's just a matter of time. So of course they want me dead. And so does everybody else that's been involved, no matter how close they were to me. It's real sad how close you can be to somebody and how deeply tied to somebody you can be, and how they will try to murder or have you murdered just to keep from being caught. And it's not my fault that they decided to take this route and do these horrible things. Now, I'll take the blame for not succumbing to this horrible torture and evil, and persevering through all of this and coming out on the other side alive and well, and a grave threat to your lifestyle and your future, because you're all guilty of the most horrible crimes that you can imagine, and now you know it's just a matter of time. Meanwhile, I got this group over here of old men talking about gay stuff 100% of the time, attacking my genitals, my eyeballs, my eardrums. Hundreds of times a day, I get shocked and attacked. Hundreds of times a day, I live in a horrible amount of pain. And they want to push. They want to push. They want to push and push and push. It's very inspiring. It's the most motivational thing that you can imagine. I don't know how successful or rich I had to become to put it into this and make sure that they all get what they deserve, and that this full story, the real truth about what everything that they've done, all comes out, and everybody knows who's doing what and who did what and what really happened. I don't know how rich and successful I have to become to make that happen, but that's how rich and successful I'm going to become. So you can mark my words on this day, April the 17th, 2020. If I gotta be 100 millionaire, if I gotta be 100 millionaire and own a bunch of companies and have lawyers on deck all day, every day, to be able to have the feds come kick your door down and investigate this whole thing, and you go to prison for the rest of your life for attempted murder, conspiracy to murder, remote neural monitoring, and torture, then that's what the plan is. All right? So my name's Kevin Christian. Y'all have a good night.